Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 234. My name is Bret, aka Enigma911, and today, once again, we are joined by Jeff at Jeff Red Gaming. Jeff, how's it going, man? How are you doing?
Hey, yes. Hey, everybody. I am your guest, Jeff, with, I guess, technically Jeff Red Gaming.
Technically.
Kind of, still. With me, as always, is your host, Enigma911. Three-time winner of the Taekwondo National Association's Thickest Mystery Claps Awards.
Hell yeah.
I'll let you decide what you think are the thickest mystery claps.
Who's to say? Who's to say? My hands. Or cheeks, whatever. Either one.
That is, and I brought this up with you the other day, that is a reference to a Extra Life stream. I don't even remember, and I tried to find the clip, but there is a thing where you were like...
Oh, the squats, yeah.
And somebody, I don't even think it was me, but somebody brought up, like, clap them cheeks or something.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know who it was, Sarah. But who knows? Good times. You guys can catch this podcast live, if we do it live, over on twitch.tv/Enigma911. You can drop a follow over there. You'll get notified when we go live, so you can join in the fun and conversation with us. But if you can't catch live, that's A-OK. Go over to YouTube and podcast services the very next week, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. Last but not least, any way you can support the channel, I almost said show channel, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, whatever it is, may seem small, but does help and go a long way. So likes, subs, shares, whatever it is, we would love and appreciate you guys for it. So yes, first guest.
Do it or I'll hunt you down.
Jeff returning as a guest, and our first guest in like a long time. So Jeff, once again, appreciate you hanging out with us today. But yeah.
Always.
Topic.
Again, it won't be, Reggie's not here. Live. There won't be another like weird like what was that game we played, like the wrong answers only or whatever, and it brought up pirate ship.
Oh my goodness,
thing,
yeah.
And we're not, yeah.
And chat, if you're not watching a video, you need to, because we have first time special guest Ollie in the house as he's doing his little twirl in the background.
Yeah, Ollie, you wanna come here?
He's there. We see him. He's doing a great job.
He hasn't been seen in a while.
Hello.
Oh, he's getting
What a
bit
good
old.
boy. Hello.
Yes.
Get the pets.
Oh, no, not my glasses, though. Not my glasses.
Back to bed.
Like, every other piece of furniture in here is his bed.
That sounds about right.
Like a two-seater recliner couch that I pick one spot. There's a recliner and an old couch that I actually inherited from Reggie. And how it works is I get to choose whichever seat on the recliner couch, and then like if I get up for more than 5 minutes, he'll steal
Whoop.
the
Yep.
spot. And I don't have the heart to kick him out of it, so I have to take the other one.
Yep.
And then he just kind of moves around wherever he wants.
Oh yeah. Yep. Artemis is the same exact way. And there's times like I'll stay up late and I'm working on stuff, and usually I pass out on the couch just with my snoring, but I'll see Artemis on there and I'm like, oh buddy. So I'm like cramming my way in there on the other cushions. She's like, just move them.
We had that moment earlier where Sarah was on the couch watching Bones, and I went to be like, hey, you want a foot rub? I got like some lotion. And she was like, yes, absolutely. And I was like, Ollie's like furrowed up right behind your legs, right? You gotta move them. And she kind of like gently was like, go on. And then I gave it a foot rub and everything. And like I came down here to get ready, but he was sitting all the way at the opposite end of the couch. He wouldn't get up and go back over. He was like, oh, you shamed him. You made him like he's like, no, I'm over here.
Right. Timeout zone.
You don't want me. You don't want me over there.
Pets. So, chat, viewers, getting into our first topic. We're going to be talking all about Jeff, because Jeff, you have been retired from
Almost.
stream, and
It's almost a year.
I was going to say,
at this point.
yeah.
Depending on when this comes out, it was sometime in February last year that I made that announcement that I was stepping back, and part of me feels kind of shitty. It was like, I'll still do some stuff. Didn't do shit.
Oh, I mean, hey, that's fine. So yeah,
I'll upload the videos I recorded.
Nah. Cold turkey. Pah. So I guess just to start off, what made you realize or get to that point where you're like, nah, I'm going to stop, or I'm going to end this where you were at?
Yeah, well, and I still don't know if it's an end.
Sure.
Because I did really love doing that. Streaming or recording is a creative expression. It is a lot like, acting or theater or performance reading or things like that. It's a way to express yourself creatively. And incorporating a medium that, you love and is like an escape and something you enjoy and other people enjoy and you want to share that with them. Hold on, I gotta switch. 2 earbuds is too much.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna start shouting.
Oh, sure. Yep.
But yeah, no, and we kind of have to go back to a previous stream or a previous podcast where we talked about burnout. And we talked about a couple things there. And burnout was one of them. The amount of you feel the feeling like you always have to be on. You have to be on for the show. It's gotta be you gotta go. You gotta do it. It's gotta be right. The pressure of that, and I don't remember who it was, but that one was live, and there was somebody in chat who was like, I don't get why why that's stressful.
Sure.
And it was so difficult to get that across, because that's kind of unless you're performing in front of people, whether it's in person or online, if it's people are viewing it, pressure is the same thing. And so in addition to the one burnout and the stress of always having to be on, the other thing we talked about was where you are in your life. And I remember you being like, oh God, I never considered that, and I really, really, really do love sharing something that I love with other people, and that has held steady. I love talking about games with people. I love, reading. I read to my kids all the time. I love, talking about movies and things like that. And I totally lost my train of thought.
You're good.
But no, the thing is, I loved it so much, but it was at the point where it was I would wake up in the morning and I'd go to work and I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stream tonight. We're gonna do this. I want to do this. I have these jokes in mind or whatever. It's gonna be awesome. And then I get through the day, and then it would come time to do it, and it's come home, make dinner, check over homework, all that kind of stuff, and there'd just be no energy for it.
Right.
Which kind of leads into the burnout side of things. And I just be like, hey, you know what, man? I'm sorry, everybody. I can't do it tonight. Something came up, or I don't have the energy. And I kept finding myself in that situation, and then I kept realizing I was making excuses almost. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, I'm having internet issues or whatever. It's there's no internet issues, and for things like that. And it's I was stressing myself out about not doing it when I hadn't promised it to anybody. Like,
Sure.
I've always had a very, like, I always had a very, you know, I'm going to do it when I feel like doing it. You know, I'm going to try and keep a schedule, but I'm not promising anybody anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I was, like, holding myself accountable to a schedule that I wasn't promising to anybody, and then, like, punishing myself for it. And I would just beat myself up over, like, you know, why aren't you doing this? Like, what are you doing? Why aren't you, you know, like, you had all these ideas and everything, why aren't you? And that, like, negativity of it, of the, like, not having, it's just, I was just tired, you know. I work long days. I have a grown-up job. I would not to say that anybody else doesn't, by the way. You know, it's just, you know, 8-hour days are long ass days.
Sure.
Especially when you have, like, kid stuff on top of that and family stuff. But it was just like I was judging myself and holding myself accountable to this thing that, one, nobody else was holding me accountable to that, especially to the level that I was, and two, I hadn't promised anybody, and that negativity that I was creating for myself kind of kept building and building and building. And the thing with negativity is, like, with that kind of thing, like, that starts to seep into other areas of your life. And I really realized, like there was a thing, and there's other stuff going on, but, like, Sarah and the kids went to Florida, and I didn't go. And, like, one of the primary reasons is, like, okay, well, I don't have time off. We don't want to put Ollie in a thing, but also, like, in the back of my mind, part of me was like, you need to be here to do your stream. And they were gone, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm missing a trip with my family for something I'm not going to end up doing and just beating myself up over. And, like, I realized, you know, like, the negativity that I was putting on myself, like, and, like, trying to force myself to do this thing that I just didn't have the energy for. And honestly, like, because I didn't have the energy and I was pressuring myself so much, I had stopped enjoying as much as I should. And I just realized, like, oh, this thing that I love, this thing that started as a hobby, has morphed into this thing that is kind of starting to poison everything.
Sure.
And I was like, I gotta stop. I gotta, like, refocus on, like, what's really important to me. You know, I shouldn't be missing things like this with my family. I shouldn't be, like, screwing up at work because I'm stressed out about this thing that I'm not even going to do later on in the day. Things like that. So it was a combination of, like, again, all the things we previously talked about. You know, like, where you are. Like, when I started, you know, I was working a dead-end job. The kids were really young. They weren't in school. You know, they didn't need a lot of, like, attention, or, well, I mean, not to say they didn't need attention. Like, we didn't have to go over homework.
Yeah.
They didn't have, like, grown-up thoughts. They just had, like, simple questions and things like that. And Sarah was working way more at a job that way more stressed her out, and, like, so she just came home and kind of, like, had a lot. And it's like that was my escape, and my fun thing, just, like, as my situation changed, and I got in a job that was like, hey, this is, like, I can support my family with this. It makes me happy. I like what I'm doing. I didn't need the escape, but I felt like I, like, wanting to do it, and then also that perverted, like, feeling like I needed to, because I was holding myself to some kind of thing, morphed it into this, like, poisonous, gelatinous cube that just kind of sucked everything in, and, like, just really fucked a lot of shit, honestly. And I was like, you know what? I gotta stop, and I gotta refocus. I would love to come back at some point because I don't miss the technical issues.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't miss those. Um, but it's like, I miss like, a lot of my favorite memories are like, certain games, hanging out, like, talk. It was basically, chat was the favorite part. I can play video games, on my own, or I can scream at the TV by myself. Same thing I tell people who are like, why don't you watch sports? Like, I can scream at the TV. I don't need a sports team involved to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I do miss that part of it, but like, I had to just refocus and like, kind of realizing what I should be, like, what should be the most important thing, like what I should be getting stressed out about, and like, this is not something that right now for me could be causing me the stress that it was.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's good, because it's tough to do.
I was rambling. I'm right there with you, people.
No, you're good. Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of you, because that's tough to do, is realize, hey, something's not working, I need to change it. And
you know what the weird thing is too, like, a part of that, like part of the fight against it, well, there was one, sunk cost fallacy is a real bitch. That is a real psychological bitch to get over. Two, part of me was kind of proud, like, hey, when I started streaming, I had all these other friends who were streaming. And like, by the time I quit, it was basically just you and me.
Right.
But I had like 8 or 9 different people who constantly streamed when I started. Like, Uber Brent was one of the ones who helped me get started and figure out how everything worked. And he, quit too. And I was like, I'm still going. I'm proud of that. And it's like, no, fucking let that pride shit go,
Sure. Yeah. So because you were doing a lot. You were doing the streams, as you brought up. You were doing
way too much.
You were doing the YouTube content, both editing streams and recording separately. So, like,
yeah.
Was it a moment, like, how did it feel last February when you stopped? Did you feel lost? Or did you feel like, I have this new goal and you were headed for it, like, straight away?
No. I mean, when I was doing the most stuff was before I quit. And that was back maybe a year or two before I stopped. And I was trying to do like 2 to 3 streams a week, and also separately recording and uploading like a half-hour, 45-minute video, like 3 to 5 times a week just for YouTube. And I had cut back on that because like we had that previous conversation about burnout and things like that, and I had kind of versioned that at that point, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just focus on the streaming and I can edit that and do that. Because one stream, long enough, you can edit that into like 3 to 5
Sure.
uploads. No, it wasn't even when I did it. The moment happened before I made the announcement. And it was like a lightning bolt. It's like, oh, I fucked up. That's honestly how I felt. It's like, I fucked up. I turned this thing that I loved and I enjoyed into an extremely stressful job that I don't get any enjoyment at the expense of things that I do extremely love and do get a lot of enjoyment of. I need to reorganize my shit.
Sure.
And like the moment I had that thought, that's when I went on Facebook and was like, hey, I'm calling it. Yeah, I gotta like refocus on my stuff and like focus on my family and things, because like I've been screwing up.
So since you've stopped, do you feel like, is this a weight off your shoulders and like things seem to be heading in a more positive direction? Do you feel like it has ticked that box for you?
I mean,
obviously everything's a work in progress. You don't want me to be, everything's fixed, but
that's the thing. Everything is that's the thing. Like, life is a work in progress. Constantly growing and changing, learning from your mistakes. never say that, like, I had a perfect thought when you first asked the question, and then I heard Artemis, and I did that stupid meow back,
Oh.
and it threw everything out of my brain.
That happens.
Yeah, no, I don't, you know, I'm happier where I am. I miss it. Like I said, I really miss, like, when I think back on the things I miss most, it was, like, talking with like, some of the specific playthroughs, like the vampire playthrough, and, like, joking with chat, like, pretending I didn't know who killed the main character's sister, and being like, we gotta find out who did, like, stupid things like that, where I just got to hang out with chat. I really miss that. But as far as, like, everything else goes, like, that's hard to say, man.
Sure.
I mean, you try having an almost 12-year-old daughter and figuring out if you're doing good or not.
Sure, yeah.
You know? That's, like, that's the thing I try and keep myself, one. I try and keep in mind, like, I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm trying to be better, even if I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Or I, like, you know, like, I slip or I trip or whatever, like, I don't stop trying to be better. And also, like, this is my first time being an adult too. Like, I'm learning to be an adult.
Yeah.
This is my first time being a dad and, like, you know, husband and things like that. So, like, all I can do is keep trying and hoping. I feel like I definitely am less, like, stressed about my free time.
Good.
I will say I have found it harder to just play games or watch other people playing games, which is a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that coming.
Sure.
Like, the whole, like, I kind of fully disconnected from, like, Let's Plays and Twitch in general, which is not something I intended or wanted.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh god, I'm not, like, you know, I'm not watching the people that I like and I do support and things like that. And it's like, although I raise support, but that comes from the focusing on the face.
Sure. Yeah, I was gonna ask. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay, I was gonna.
I forgot to talk the moment I went.
No worries. I was gonna ask, how is that relationship with games now? Like, obviously, you said it's much different, and you don't feel like you can dive into them as much. I was wondering, like, do you feel?
It's really weird because, like, I did take, like, 3 or 4 months, and I didn't watch any games. I didn't play any video games. Like, my full focus was just on, like, I didn't be present in like, IRL. And then, like, I kind of started getting into them again, and it's weird because, like, I still love games, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, they've always been an escape for me, and I feel like that's what they should be. They should be an escape, not a crutch, and, like, trying to keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, making sure, you know, like, I'm not, like, you know, I need to play games in a way where I'm not, like, ignoring the kids or, like, you know, like, not including them or things like that, which is really difficult when you have an 8-year-old with ADHD and all he does is watch, like, Minecraft and Roblox YouTube videos. The most, which, by the way, are the most annoying.
Oh yeah.
On the planet. Like, I thought the weird, like, oh, Spider-Man got pregnant. I thought that was really annoying.
Sure.
Those YouTube videos. No. There's a whole subsection of YouTubers who are, like, just Minecraft and Roblox, and it's just like, did you realize this one guy he says he has a brother and it's a bird. It's the same guy. He's just doing a different voice and editing it. And, no, you can't do this because they're playing on a computer and you don't have Minecraft on a computer.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it's aside from all of that, which Willow is actually kind of grown out of games in a weird way. Like, she plays some of them still, but, like, she's very much getting into the preteen thing where like she just wants to be on her phone talking to her friends and doing like whatever their thing is, which is like weird, like making their own memes and things like that. It's I kind of started to get back into it, and I find that I can do it, but like it's hard to stick
Sure.
with a game. It's harder for me to stick with a single game, which is why like for the last, I don't know how many months. You actually might know better than me because you called me out on this. I think I really started to get back into games with. I don't remember what did it, but I started wanting to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess for the first time, because I never got past like the first second world.
Yeah.
And then I started doing that, and then I was like, this is this is fun, but like it's getting that like RPG itch. I bought Final Fantasy VII Rebirth months ago. I need to actually start doing that, and then I started doing that, and then the one thing that really did get me it was the new Life is Strange game. Life is Strange.
It's not True Colors, or is it the other one?
No, it's like Double Exposure.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, which I've been loving so far. I did start to get into that thing of like, this is the oldest thing that kicked in. It's like, you need to like, they're gonna rate you at the end of this chapter.
Oh.
Choices.
Yep.
You can make sure, and that started to stress me out. So I was like, okay, no, let's step off of that a little bit. And then I was like, okay, well, what am I trying to do? And then the re-release or the remaster of Blood Omen Legacy of Kain 2 came out, and I got deep into that for like 2 weeks. I had the same problem with that I had with my actual PS1 copy, which is that certain parts of that game are so goddamn dark.
Okay.
That I can't tell what's going on, and I didn't change any of the like brightness controls or anything in the remaster, and I like can't figure out the settings on my TV to be able to see what I'm doing sometimes.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, we're gonna pause that, and then I got back into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and that's what I've been focusing on lately. Although I think it's time to put that away and jump back into Life is Strange because I actually have been really like having a vibe of like I really want to get into some old school RPGs. I want to play like Chrono Trigger, some PS1/Super Nintendo RPGs, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was filling that for a little while until I spent 3 hours failing to win a sit-up contest.
Oh.
And then I was like, nope. So I think I'm gonna be getting back into that, but I'm that's the kind of thing. It's like play a game for a little bit right now, and then switch to another one.
Sure.
And then cycle through them. That seems to be what works for me right now. I will say Jack got a couple games for like Christmas and stuff that I really want to play, but I can't get them away from him.
Sure. Yeah.
I would love to play Thousand Year Door on the Switch. Oh, that's the other thing that really I got back into was this one came out I think a year ago or maybe 2. The remaster of Star Ocean 2.
Ooh, okay.
Which is actually I had played that on the PS1 and I loved it, but I never got very far into it because for whatever reason my copy kept crashing at a certain point. But because of my job and the promotion I got, I was going to work for 8.5 hours on Saturdays, and like I was like waiting for somebody to ask me something, so I had a lot of free time. And the only thing that I've been doing more than playing games or hanging out is reading, and it became a problem where I need to stop buying books or start buying new bookshelves.
Sure. Yeah.
And I've already bought at least 2 bookshelves in the last 12 months. And I don't have space for anymore.
Yeah.
So I had to like stop. So like I was like, I'm not doing anything. They don't care. I'm just gonna start bringing the Switch in and like playing a game unit, and so I started bringing that in and playing that, and I got super into it. And again, like it goes back to that. And this might be just a thing for me, or like a certain subset of people. I didn't have a PlayStation growing up. I didn't get. I had a PS2. I think when I was like a sophomore, a junior in high school, I got the PS2. But up until that point, you know, I had like Nintendo. Never had a Super Nintendo. I had Nintendo, Sega Genesis, N64, GameCube, and like I was playing those, but I kept seeing like, you know, I grew up on early Nintendo stuff, which did have Final Fantasy and some decent RPGs and stuff, and then they all migrated to PlayStation, so I just kept looking at all the PlayStation people playing all their super cool RPGs, pixel art and everything, and so like there was this huge backlog of like, I want to play all these games that only came out on the system that I'll never own. And this is one of those things like I get to like indulge that.
Yeah.
And so that's been a lot of fun.
Good.
To the point where like I got it, I think like a year ago or a year and a half ago or whatever when it came out on the Switch. I actually bought another copy for the PS.
Nice. Okay, so it seems like you're getting into it. Yeah, I can definitely relate with the hopping in and out of things. Like I'm wondering if that's a not side effect, that sounds weird, but like an effect of streaming, because there's times where I'll be playing something offline and I'll be like super really motivated to play it. Like I just jumped back into Red Dead Redemption 1 to replay it because I was like, oh, I haven't played 2, so you know. And I
still haven't beat 1.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. Well, I got halfway and then and then I was like, kind of like it wasn't bad and I wasn't having a bad time. I was just like, I kind of want to move on to something else. It's just like, why? Why are you like this?
It's that's specifically a Red Dead Redemption 1 thing. I think they really improved it with Red Dead 2. But 1, like you just hit this point of like, I'm just riding a horse through mostly empty land.
Oh, sure.
To go shoot somebody and then riding
all the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like that's just one example. I mean, there's been a few games where I feel like I start it and then just for some reason loses steam and I'm like on to the next one. And I don't know if it's just because the streamer mindset of like, oh, well, yeah, you're gonna play this all the way through because you have the audience watching it or whatever. It's just weird. So yeah, I feel you there.
You've worked through some pretty like you've been on kind of a Souls.
Yeah, weirdly enough, 2024 was like that. Yeah.
Which is not a genre that I can do. One, because a lot of those games you can't pause.
Right.
You know, and two, like I can't like I don't know why I can't like just play through them. There's too much like losing and like having to come back and try again. Like you've been doing that really well, which I will say like is, you know, focusing just on that. You used to be very, very like achievement trophy hunter.
Yeah. And
like I could see you in a day very quickly being like, this shit, I'm gonna go for something where I can get the platinum in like 5 days.
Yeah, stream. It's been better on stream. It's just off stream. It's still a struggle, and I will admit there's still times I'm like, there's the trophies there. These mean literally nothing, but come on.
And again, you know, like I still kind of have that mindset. That's why like I had to put down. It's what's stopping me from continuing to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right now because like I don't need to win this sit-up contest.
Yeah.
All I do is get like a piece of gear. I don't even think there's a trophy or anything like that. It's a piece of gear, and then like literally the next thing I do is continue the story. I cannot.
Right.
I cannot. Like, you know. But also it's like that. Like, oh, there's choices, trophies, things like that. Like that's what kind of got in the way of Life is Strange Double Exposure. And it's like, oh God, there's too many choices, and if I choose the wrong thing, I'm gonna get a wrong thing. I already restarted the game 3 times before I got to where I am. No, I get it. It is tough, but like you've been doing like you've been not like I mean Liza P that game looked like a goddamn nightmare.
At points. At points.
And like all of those games now they're just like, okay, what's the most difficult FromSoft game they've made? Let's do that.
Yep.
I feel like even FromSoft is like, what's the most difficult? Can we just remake, Bloodborne?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we give them shields, maybe we don't.
So you alluded to it already, Jeff, with finding some new interests, or rather revitalizing some energy and some stuff now that you've stopped streaming with the reading. Is there anything else that you've noticed since stopping the editing, the streaming, etc., that you've kind of been like, oh, I'm going to dive back into this, or spending more time with it?
I mean, reading was never something I ever put away. It's always been a thing. But since part of this is since I stopped working at Best Buy.
Okay. Yep.
And spending all my money on movies and video games.
Yeah.
Like a lot more money for books. So, cause I think I read. You know what? Hold on. I think I read since last February. I read 13 new books.
Nice.
And altogether read maybe 23 books total.
Dang, that's awesome, dude.
I love I've always loved reading. You know, that's the like. I mean, in a way, reading is like the progenitor of video games because people created stories and with these amazing worlds and things like that, and some of those worlds inspired people to create like tabletop games and things like that. And then some other people were like, hey, we have computers, let's take these tabletop games, and just knocked over an entire stack of D&D paperwork.
Oh, no.
Let's take these tabletop games and like digitize them and make them into computer games, and it started with, like parser, like word games, and it evolved from there. Like, it all comes back to telling stories. So, like, reading has never not been a thing in my life. It has definitely gotten more expensive.
Sure.
I stopped spending so much money on video games because storing video games is a lot easier. They're smaller.
Yeah.
They don't take up as much shelf space as books do, especially when you're like me and you like, I can get the hardcover, I'm going to buy the hardcover.
Yep.
And it's going to take up 2 times as much space. But let's see. I actually did really get back into D&D.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had for a while a home game going. We were running Phandelver and Below for 5th edition, which is the expansion of the like starter box adventure Mines of Phandelver for 5th edition.
Okay.
They took the intro thing to get people hooked on it, and they expanded it into a full module that brings players through level 1 through 10, I think.
Cool.
And I realized, I love playing too. I really like DM because, like, I mean, you know me. I love doing stupid voices and things like that. And if you like putting on voices and doing things like that, like, being a DM is the best thing ever. Problem is trying to play it with 3 family members, one of which has ADD, and the other one is 7 and has severe ADHD, and you accidentally built a super overpowered character who's like a rabbit person with a pole arm who can like leap 12 feet and chop anybody in half with basically one hit. It was like, my son has some bloodlust. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
He's a little bit of a murder hobo, and when he wasn't getting to play, he would just be talking over everybody else about how he's going to murder the next person. And And like trying to tell a story and run a game like that it was a little stressful.
Sure.
It was a little stressful trying to be like, shut up so I can tell this story. I know you want to chop somebody in half. That's all you
We
want
gotta
to
get there.
So we were playing that for a while and we paused that, but I have been like looking at trying to get that started again.
Nice.
The 2024, 2025 editions of the new rules came out. Sarah for Christmas got me this really, really gorgeous. Actually, I have it right here. She got me this gorgeous, like limited edition Dungeon Master's
Oh
Guide.
wow, very cool. Yeah.
With like a special cover and stuff for the 50th anniversary. And I've been actually trying to. I was gonna say I've been trying to put together like a work D&D game. I've been trying to put together the courage to ask people at work if they want to join a game that I run. My original idea was like, you know, I work for a bank. I work on like the tech and the background side of things. I was like, hey, let's get some of the tech background people and like the branch, like customer facing people, and we'll have a game together, and then we can like share like shit because like these two arms of this thing, like any big thing, have a weird problem talking to each other.
Sure. Yeah.
So we can maybe address that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a work in progress. Mostly, the progress being me being like, hey, do you play? Do you game? Do you know what dice are?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to, you know, that. But I am trying to, you know, that's like something I'm very excited getting back into. And again, you know, kind of getting back into games. There's a couple games coming out soon. God, as soon as I said that, I thought of like the last like 4 games I meant to buy and didn't. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, like it's the storytelling stuff. Because when I was about to say like there's a couple games coming out, I realized like, oh, those are all RPGs.
Oh, okay.
They're all like really story-heavy, dense things. Which I think again goes back to the whole like games are an escape, you know, and like the better the story, the better the escape, and it tends to usually, not always, but usually, for well-crafted RPGs, they tend to have the best stories.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that was laundry. I've been looking into new ways to fold laundry.
Nice. Get those little boards. You know, just
instead of folding the sleeves straight over, I kind of angle them down.
Okay.
Now.
Technique.
For the hour that they're folded before I take them upstairs and hang them up.
Oh, sure. Well, nice.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I do really want to. Sarah's gotten really into like painting.
Oh, okay.
And she actually started. Oh, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta grab it. We have a local game store, and some of the nights they have like miniature painting nights and stuff like that. But they also have like general art stuff, and Sarah got really into some like arts and crafts stuff, and she got some like play and stuff. And this, like, her getting into this kind of reignited this in me, which like she made this beautiful little auroch.
Yeah. Very nice.
Resting on a like big leaf hammock.
Mm-hmm.
Or depending on how you look at it, does kind of look like he's about to be spitfired. You know, but like making play sets, like making buildings and things like that. And like I always wanted to get into that because like the biggest pain with tabletop gaming is like having to draw out everything on a map. And like if you can just make your own little buildings and walls and things like that and just place them down, like that would be so cool. And I've always wanted to do that, and I've kind of been looking into that. The thing is, I don't see how I can I was gonna say how I can either do it without spending a ton of money on supplies or buying a 3D printer, but buying a 3D printer would be spending a bunch of money on
Yeah.
supplies. It all comes down to money.
Yeah.
But I do like that, like, again, I just kind of like, I love, rediscovering my love of stories and, like, facilitating that love and sharing it with people.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Good. I'm glad. Well, nice, Jeff. Yeah, it seems like this is the positive direction for you. And like you said, it's not, never say never, maybe you'll come back at a different, obviously, focus and stuff. But
like I said, I have been missing it, mostly just like the hanging out with people,
yeah,
talking to you and Lady and Rainbow and making stupid jokes and things like that.
For sure.
I only just, like, within the last, like, 2 months, finally got out of the habit of, like, as I'm playing a game on my own, looking over as if I'm looking at the camera and, like, mugging.
Yeah.
I finally stopped doing that.
Nice. Well, good. Well, thank you for sharing that, Jeff. Appreciate your open and honesty with that, because, yeah, that can be heavy at times, but like I said, happy for you.
And, that's something, again, like, everybody deals with burnout. It's a reality of streaming or creating. And at some point, like, stopping, like I said, unless you figure out a way to monetize your death on camera.
Yeah.
It's something that everybody else is going to have to, like, make that choice at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, what I went through, it's like, it's definitely important to figure that out before it gets to a point where, like, oh, I have to stop. Like, this is a problem now. This thing that I've poisoned this thing that I love, and it is now poisoning, like, everything else.
Yeah. For sure. Well, there's topic 1. Moving on to topic 2, Jeff has a fun idea that we're going to try out tonight. So chat and viewers, we are going to try a game called Actually. Jeff is kind enough to, is going to be kind enough to read out some video game prompts, and we're going to see how bad my knowledge of video games is. Yes, don't lose that.
Homebrew stuff. I'm going to give you a category. I'm going to let you pick a category. So we have fantasy. By the way, everybody. So I have, this game is, it's going to be upside down. Hold on. I have to do this right.
Of course.
Because I love this game and I love the service. So, there's a streaming service called Dropout. It's made by the people who made College Humor. No, not College Humor. College Humor. They have some game shows and things like that. One of them is a trivia show, and it's like, the idea is, like, the host gives a statement, something in is wrong, and the players have to, like, correct what is incorrect about it, and they have to say it by saying actually. Normally you'd play this with a group of people, and everybody, like, would chime in. If you don't say actually before you give the answer, it doesn't count. So somebody can immediately steal your answer as long as they say
Gotcha.
But there's multiple categories, so I'm going to give you a choice. You have fantasy, anime, horror, 80s and 90s, which I'm assuming you're going to avoid, games, sci-fi, cartoons, and comics.
I feel like we should go games. Maybe we do a few there, and then we'll see how bad this is going, because comics could also go well. Not that I'm super in-depth with those either, but I'm intrigued.
All right. So, okay.
Chat, I'm so sorry.
So the category is Street Fighter 3.
Okay, third strike. Wow. Yeah.
Third strike.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Street Fighter. Parrying allows a fighter to avoid damage, but it requires split-second timing. This ability made a big splash in the 2004 Evo Championship when Daigo Umehara parried 3 consecutive combo hits in a row and snagged a victory from Justin Wong with only
R.I.P.
1 pixel of health left.
Yeah. Oh no, I gotta find the false in there. Damn, that all sounded right. Actually, ooh.
By the way, the game is super pedantic. People who would like in real life tell you like, actually,
oh sure, yeah, get the glasses, everything, yeah.
That kind of person, yeah.
So yeah, chat. I am trying to find the false fact in that statement that Jeff has just read. So it could be really small and, like you said, pedantic.
To be fair, you don't need to give the full correct statement. You could just be like, actually,
it's this, or whatever's false.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Me being dumb, I was over here pantomiming the whole thing because it's an awesome moment. It's Chun-Li going cha, and it's Ryu, and it's just like and everybody freaking out. It's amazing. And then he like counters it and he jumps and Hurricane kicks into her. It's stupid. Oh boy, could you at least repeat what year that Evo is?
Yeah, it was 2004 Evo Championship. I'm gonna repeat the whole thing.
Nah, maybe. Right now I'm leaning towards it being the wrong year, but I'm trying to think because it is old footage. And I don't also know when Third Strike came out, but I feel like Street Fighter 2 was 90s.
So, yeah, no, Street Fighter 3 was 1999.
99.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'll repeat the
Thank you.
Question for you. Parrying allows a fighter to avoid damage, but it requires split-second timing. This ability made a big splash in the 2004 Evo Championship when Daigo Umehara parried 3 consecutive combo hits in a row and snagged a victory from Justin Wong with only 1 pixel of health left.
Crap. Okay. I feel like both participants are...
If you don't get it, you're gonna be pissed.
I'm always pissed. What's this? That's my secret, Jeff. I'm always pissed. So the 2 participants are for sure right. I know that. Because people still message Jay Wong or on X and whatever, and he's like, can we just move on from this? And Daigo's a legend for it, so I get that. Right now, like I said, the 04 has me up in the air just because...
I already know, like, if somebody asked me this, it wouldn't
I don't think there's chip damage. You said it's 3 combos. Like I said, I'm picturing it in my head. It's like kick, 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 parry, 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 do. I'm wondering if that's the 3 sequences there. Fuck it. It's a different year. I don't know.
Incorrect.
John.
Umehara didn't carry 3 hits in it. He parried all 15 hits of his opponent's super art move, plus a mid-air kick, then launched his own 12-hit combo and super art move.
Okay, yeah, it was a big combo. The 3, I was like, oh, is it like boom, 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 triple kick, boom, 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 triple? Like, okay.
You were doing it, and I was like, oh, you're way over 3. Past 3, are you gonna notice?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you a choice on the next one.
Okay.
You have a choice of category: Pokemon or Star Fox?
Oh, Pokemon for sure. Sorry, Star Fox lovers. I only know do a barrel roll and what was the big face? Something with a C. I didn't have an N64.
Multiple enemies in that game series have big faces.
Oh, my bad.
But you're thinking of animals.
Thank you. See, you knew.
Okay. Pokemon. Each new generation of Pokemon games features new starter Pokemon and launched in 2 versions, while Red and Blue featured Charizard and Blastoise, which, by the way, can we just talk about this for a second?
Of course.
Blastoise is it's supposed to be a tortoise, with the blaster.
Yeah.
Do we say tortoise? No, we say tortoise.
Oh,
so
why
isn't it Blastus?
I mean,
Why is it Blastoise? Why
That's
did
a
you decide that was the way to do it?
Japan.
Feel like they don't say it like that there.
I don't know.
You know?
Okay, 2 versions. Yep.
Okay. Each new generation of Pokemon games feature new starter Pokemon and launch in 2 versions. While Red and Blue featured Charizard and Blastoise on their covers, every new generation since then has featured one of the legendary Pokemon that you can catch in that game. Gold had Ho-Oh, Black had Zekrom, and Sword had Zacian?
Mm-hmm. And that's the end of the statement.
Yes. Again, it's a statement, not a question. You have to figure out what's incorrect.
So this is where I'm scratching my brain too, because only in Japan they released a green version with Venusaur on the cover. Then you also have yellow, which is Pikachu. You might have to reread it, but did you say every release after Red and Blue was a legendary?
Yes, I would say
okay.
So. If you're thinking about yellow, like that's still first generation.
Yeah, because they do also. Yeah, they would always do that. Not like the consoles, the half-gen release where it's the pro version. They always did a third version. Like the first gen had yellow, the second gen had crystal, the third gen
is
emerald.
Especially fucked up though because they didn't have They didn't have blue in Japan.
That I'm unsure of. I do not know.
They had red and green, which is why there was no like, you had Fire Red.
Oh yeah, yep. Good call. The remakes. Yep.
They didn't have blue. They did blue was only American.
Sure. Okay.
But so this is specifically
the main release.
Red and Blue featured Charizard and Blastoise on their covers, so ignoring first gen.
Yep.
Yellow too. Every new generation since then has featured one of the legendary Pokemon that you can catch in that game. Gold had Ho-Oh, Black had Zekrom, and Sword had Zacian.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine. This is also testing my knowledge of Pokemon past Gen 3. Like, I've played games past Gen 3, but boy howdy is my memory of the Pokemon ass after that point. So
I miss when there was just 60 or whatever.
151 in the first gen.
I have a copy of Yellow that had a Mew on it.
Nice.
But I think the battery.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, Jeff, only the second version or second gen had the batteries in the thing, and then they went away from those. Gold and Silver.
No, any Game Boy game that has a save file has a battery.
Well, Gold and Silver, I know, had those little. I think it was a battery in it because those would eventually die. Like you could.
That's how it saves the memory. Like that's why super old NES games couldn't save your file. But like actually, Legend of Zelda, I think, was the first game that had a battery in it that would save the data because of the battery. But as time goes on, those batteries do wear out.
Oh, for sure. I just remember.
As evidenced by me loading up my copy of Legend of Zelda a month ago and my save data being gone.
Sure. Yeah, I just remember second gen being a butt with those, or at least had a lot of trouble, it seemed, in comparison. Yeah. Okay.
Stuff in the second gen too. I think they had like the time of day.
Yes, that was very cool.
That's when they introduced the breeding.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because you had Togepi and all the baby Pokemon. Yep. Actually, well, you might have been able to get eggs in Gen 1, but it doesn't matter. Regardless. Sorry. Focus on the... okay.
I know Gen 1. You could.
So...
And then I aged right the hell out of it.
Okay, so Ho-Oh is correct. Zekrom is correct. I am having a tough time picturing that last one. Zacian, however it's said. So I'm gonna say actually
Sword is Sword and Shield, right? You bought that for my kids, didn't you?
Was it that one or was it a different one?
No, you got like.
Crap! What was it? It's the most recent one, right?
And
Violet, and what was the other one? Yeah, Scarlet and Violet. Jesus. Yeah, that one. Yeah, Sword and Shield.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that third legendary is wrong.
That should make it easy though, like right? Because like Sword and Shield are very easy crazy because like one of them was a fucking sword and the other one was a fucking shield.
They were big dogs. They were both big wolves, and they had big manes. Yeah.
Lions, because it was like
No.
the lion's mane made the shield.
No, they're wolves. The lion legendary is in Sun and Moon, which I didn't play.
Or feline.
Actually, that third legendary is incorrect. That's my answer.
Incorrect.
Balls.
The last didn't feature Zekrom.
Is it Reshiram or is it flipped? God damn it!
Reshiram, the white-colored
I was thinking that, and I'm like, I don't remember the name super well. Balls. Okay, cool.
All right. So let's see here. The back side of this card is Borderlands or...
Ooh.
Let's see. What's one I think... I'm going to give you a choice.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Alien Isolation question, but that would just be me like
Watched it, but that...
jerking my own off. I'm going to give you a choice. Cuphead or Shadow Colossus. Or the other choice is Borderlands.
Ooh, okay. While I played Shadow of the Colossus, boy, I do not remember much of that game. I know there's like 16 colossi that you need to take down or some shit like that.
There's not much more to it than that. So that makes it like, if you're being pedantic, like,
yeah. I mean, I'm interested in both the Cuphead question and the Borderlands question, so whichever one you want to hit with first.
I mean, I can't play Borderlands because I get too stressed out about all the guns.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I've never played Cuphead, but I do love the animation.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
It's you.
Out of those two, I got to pick one now?
Yes.
Fuck it. In honor of the movie that was ass last year, let's do Borderlands.
Right. Okay. Sirens are people who are born with mysterious powers, such as the ability to turn invisible or manipulate technology. They have swirly tattoo-like patterns on their skin and are nearly always female, with one exception. Roy Calypso somehow absorbed siren powers from his twin sister Tyree.
That's it. The only thing that struck me as weird there is technology. Granted, I haven't played Borderlands 3 in a while and didn't finish it, so I don't remember. I think Tyreen is the female twin. I don't remember. Did you say Troy? What was his name?
Roy Calypso.
Okay, so TNT, so it lines up a little bit better, because I just heard Roy the first time. I'm like, I don't know if that's his name. Was he actually I'm pretty sure he was actually a siren. I don't remember if there was like some gimmick twist where he's like, oh no, I'm actually, poser or some shit. Handsome Jack was not a siren, so I can't throw that in there. And then I don't think there's been other male sirens. In Borderlands 3, you also go to the Siren Planet, or at least we're not Maya. Well, Maya taught the other girl. Siren there. Yeah, I'll be wrong again, but I'm going to stick with my gut. That technology thing is throwing me, so I'm actually not the technology part.
Incorrect.
Fuck!
Not all sirens are born with their powers.
Huh.
For example, Patricia Tannis acquired her siren powers as an adult after the death of Angel.
Yep, I forgot about that completely. Tannis was a weird one. Weird scientist lady. Damn it.
Sorry, I've been kind of going through...
Oh, yeah, you're good.
I've been kind of looking for you for some
I
stuff.
appreciate it. Instead of just, what's this game you've never played?
Well, it was a shuffled deck,
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid things that you might not know. Or...
I mean, I'm 0 for 3 on games I know, apparently. But no, I appreciate it. I'm really having fun with this.
Yeah, no, I love this game. It's especially fun when you have a bunch of people,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like all trying to guess over, but they get so excited they forget to say actually, and someone else steals it. Okay. Let's see here. Let's give you... I just saw one that was perfect for you. Here we go. Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
John Marston plays on both sides of the law. He initially rides in a gang, but then agrees to hunt down gang members for government agent Edgar Ross. He fights revolutionaries in Mexico, then joins them and helps their leader Abraham Reyes bring peace to the country.
Actually, he doesn't work for that. Like, the government guy's name is not that.
Incorrect.
God damn it!
Reyes doesn't bring peace to Mexico. He becomes a tyrannical dictator.
I just met that guy and was helping him. God damn it.
Oh, did I spoil it?
No, I've played it before. I've played it all the way through. Red Dead 2 I have not. So it was like, I'm going to replay 1 and then I'll jump into 2. So no, I just started helping him.
That is an exercise you can do. There's no way you can play all the way through 1
and then go into 2.
No, you absolutely will not. That's like trying to play through 2 Elder Scrolls games in a row. You just won't.
No, I picked up that.
Okay.
Yeah, something like, it's weird playing it again now. Like, I played it when it originally launched on 360, and me being a teenager, like, I don't know, wasn't as attentive to some details, and seeing them now as an adult, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Teenager when that game came out.
Yep.
Oh. Okay. Not thinking about how I'm nearly 40 years old. This next question is about Don't Starve. In this game, you must survive by warding off hunger, cold, monsters, and darkness. There are many playable characters whose names all start with W. For example, Willow is a pyromaniac, Wes is a mime, Weber is a humanoid spider, and Woody is a lumberjack.
I feel like the mime had a different name, but hold on. Can you read it one more time?
Yeah. In this game, you must survive by warding off hunger, cold, monsters, and darkness. There are many playable characters whose names all start with W. For example, Willow is a pyromaniac, Wes is a mime, Weber is a humanoid spider, and Woody is a lumberjack.
Crap. I can picture all their little, picture frame pictures at the character select screen. You do hunger. Oh, wait. Oh, you said this could be pedantic too, because you said...
They're all pedantic.
Yeah.
That's the point of the game. That's why it's called...
Yeah. I'm just like, okay. Hunger, yes, you can starve. Cold sucks ass in the winter, and you don't know when seasons come unless you mod it. Monsters are at night and obviously in the world. The darkness one is now making me doubt it, because while you need to avoid it, is it a sanity thing? Like, is that going to be like, oh, actually it's sanity meter, it's not darkness, even though it gets dark at night? Crap. And then the mime thing. Weber 100% is correct. I know that. I couldn't say 100%. Ooh, wait a minute. There's the lumberjack. Wait. Can you read just the character portion again? I'm sorry. The names.
For example, Willow is a pyromaniac, Wes is a mime, Weber is a humanoid spider, and Woody is a lumberjack.
Oh, why did I think the robot when you said that? I don't know why. There's a robot character too. Yikes. Okay, so that is not correct. Well, I am incorrect in my train of thought of what I was thinking there, because yeah, I can picture the crazy lumberjack looking dude. Balls. I can picture the mime with his stupid hair, but was his name Wes? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go with my second thought, because gut reaction hasn't worked yet. Actually, instead of darkness, it is sanity that you are fending off.
Incorrect. There is one playable character whose name doesn't start with W.
Damn it.
Maxwell.
Oh, the big bad.
Antagonist.
Oh, yeah.
You unlock him as a playable character by rescuing him at the end of adventure.
Which 2, don't starve players. This game's been out for 10 years. How the fuck do you make it even past that first world? You got to find the secret door. You don't know where this door is. You got to collect all this shit. And then you got to do it like 8 times to get to the end.
There's a reason I've never played it, and it's because every time I watch someone play it, it looks like the most stressful thing
It's
ever.
a great game.
Like you're playing an 8-player multiplayer game, like Werewolf or something like that, but it's just you doing it.
It's a great game, and Don't Starve Together is great too. It's just like there's so much shit to learn on the fly.
So here I have. We'll skip that one. I have a selection of games that either you or I should be extremely familiar with.
Okay.
Probably skip that one. I'm going to give you... The rest of these are pre-chosen. I'm going to give you a choice on this one. Do you want Pokemon again or The Last of Us?
Ooh, I kind of want to redeem myself with Pokemon.
I mean, we could go all night.
Well, you said you had a long day. I don't want to keep it too long. This is really fun.
No, I'm in now.
Oh.
Fucking with,
Crap. Can we do both?
I'm not even being right here. Like, I'm just
You're just watching me squirm.
I have that same, like, I'm getting those same endorphins of like, I'm right and you're wrong, even though I'm not.
Yeah. Can we do both if possible?
Yeah, we can do both. Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right. So, Last of Us. The cordyceps infection ravages humanity, turning its hosts into monsters. The last stage of infection is the clicker, whose head is totally overgrown by fungus. If one grapples with you, it will kill you automatically unless you have a shiv and the shiv master skill. Fortunately, they are blind and rely on sound to find you, so you can often distract them or avoid them.
Okay, my 2 trains of thought right now is clicker is not the final stage, and you don't need Shiv Master to stab them. I think Shiv Master allows you to
I don't even remember skills.
either craft. It's either yeah, there might not even be skills because you upgrade your weapons and stuff. No. I think there might be something from like get more materials or scrap or some shit. But I feel like Shiv Master just either.
You know what? I think you're right. I think you could like upgrade quote unquote skills.
Sure.
At like benches, but like it's something like having played it, I wouldn't consider it like a skill the same way you would like upgrade a skill in other games.
Mm-hmm. So right now the train of thought, like with Shiv Master, is that just allows you to either craft them yourself or or use them more. You know what I mean? Because there are like clickers. Obviously, yes, those are the big things there. But there's also bloaters, which are huge pieces of shit. I don't remember in Last of Us 2, but I feel like there was other ones that were there. So I don't know, because not everything turns into bloaters.
This is specifically about The Last of Us.
This is part 1, or well, yeah, what they call it, part 1. So can't even think about 2 yet. But so was there a bloater in part 1?
No racking.
Yeah, there was a bloater in part 1. They really made a big deal out of it in the show. Well, big deal. Yeah. But like I said, I don't think all of them go to bloaters, because you would have seen bloaters way more often if that was the case. I feel like you see clickers everywhere, but I don't know what makes them a bloater, not a clicker. And like, is it like one of those umbrella things where a bloater's actually also a clicker? Just like more specifics.
Is it like a redhead?
Yeah.
From a regular zombie?
Yeah. Fucking gut. It's gonna be wrong again. I'm gonna say, actually, you don't need the Shiv Master skill.
Incorrect.
Son of...
You were so fucking close.
No!
Clickers are not the final stage of infection.
Balls.
Final stage is the bloater.
Ah! Nice.
You like Cat's talking about it. Like, at some point he's got to just be like, he's saying it so much,
Nope.
he's got to just like, no, it's floater. And you somehow swerved at the last second.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the Pokemon.
Come on, I gotta get one right.
Again, these are very, very pedantic. So, don't blame yourself if you don't. They're designed to piss you off.
Yeah.
In many Pokemon games, you will encounter Bill, the creator of the Pokemon storage system.
The homie.
When you meet him in the original games, he has accidentally turned himself into a Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
In Generation 1, it is unclear what Pokemon he has turned into, but in later generations of the game, he is depicted as a Clefairy or an Eevee.
It's just the Clefairy. It's not an Eevee.
Bill never turned into an Eevee.
Woo!
Turned into a Nidorino.
Ah, okay. I remember the Clefairy.
See, that's how pedantic and like how like you don't even have to be that specific. You just have to find the thing that's wrong.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
You don't have to answer what's right. All right. Would you like Super Mario 64 or this one's kind of iffy, Dragon Age?
Ooh. Let's go 64.
This game is mostly set in Princess Peach's castle, but to earn any stars, Mario must jump into paintings found throughout the castle to access different worlds. Not every painting leads somewhere, though. Some are just regular paintings.
Ooh, boy. Okay, so my experience with Mario 64 is one stream many years ago.
You're gonna be pissed if you don't. I just promise you, like, if I figure this out, I would probably. You ever seen that clip of me, like, putting the pillow on
Yeah,
my
and you
face
punch yourself in the face.
and missing it? Yeah. It would be that.
Can you read it one more time?
Yeah. This game is mostly set in Princess Peach's castle, but to earn any stars, Mario must jump into paintings found throughout the castle to access different worlds. Not every painting leads somewhere, though. Some are just regular paintings.
I don't remember there being any fake paintings. I know there's some shenanigans where, like, some are secret. Like, there's the one you stare at the sun in the ceiling, and then that takes you to the flying level where you got the little wing hat, and that's not a painting. And then, yeah, Peach's Castle. Well, I think it's Peach's Castle. It's like the hub, and then everything branches off of that, but obviously you go to other places. So I don't know if you would consider that the main. I don't think there's any stars in the hub area, but once again, limited experience with this game. I remember you can sacrifice the penguin. Everybody loves doing that.
Loves doing that. That penguin is adorable and sweet.
He is, but you know, people are sick fucks.
Fake baby penguin, however, fuck that.
Actually, there's no fake paintings.
I was practically mugging the camera when you weren't looking at it. No.
Damn it!
Jumping into paintings isn't the only way to get stars.
Oh, it was.
You even said it. You can look up at the
Oh, I
sun.
didn't. Did you say only? Because that's why I had you repeat it. It was like maybe if it says that, I didn't catch it. I'm dumb.
To earn any stars, Mario must jump into paintings. Like you even said, like you can
It's
look
not a
up at the
painting.
sun.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, there are like some toads and stuff that will just give you stars.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Oh. I was like, I was not gonna say it. Okay. We've only got a couple more questions here.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume Dungeons and Dragons is probably not your vibe, so the other option is Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay. Wave dashing is a technique performed by jumping, then air dodging back to the ground at an angle. It causes your character to slide along the ground, allowing certain perks such as the ability to charge a smash while moving. Changes to the air dodge mechanic effectively removed wave dashing from later editions of the game.
I'm going to use my fighting game knowledge not in Melee, but shout out to Dio. He taught me how to do this in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Wave dashing, you don't jump and go forward. You crouch and go forward. Actually. Come on!
If you hadn't said that in the actual game, you would not have gotten the points.
Sure.
You are still incorrect.
Yeah.
Wave dashing did appear in later editions of the game. The technique is also possible in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, although the physics change make it far less useful.
Okay. So
you still jump and then like dodge down into the ground and thing.
Dang. I could have swore it was duck
and then
that
being huge. Because I think the Melee scene is still like the biggest.
Oh my god, it's insane. Yeah.
I mean, I love watching like two Fox players.
Oh yeah, Fox v Fox, Final Destination.
A DBZ fight. It's ridiculous. Okay. God of War or Skyrim?
God of War.
Kratos offers his servitude to Ares, the god of war, in exchange
for
revenge
nice.
against barbarians who killed his wife and daughter. Ares accepts and gives Kratos the Blades of Chaos, a set of heavy blades on chains that were forged in Hades. With these weapons, Kratos defeats the barbarians and decapitates their king. You want me to read it again?
Yes, please.
Kratos offers his servitude to Ares, the god of war, in exchange for revenge against the barbarians who killed his wife and daughter. Ares accepts and gives Kratos the Blades of Chaos, a set of heavy blades on chains that were forged in Hades. With these weapons, Kratos defeats the barbarians and decapitates their king.
I don't know why Chains of Olympus.
You know this. You know this one, man.
I don't know why Chains of Olympus is in my head, but Blades of Chaos also sounds right. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that.
That's like the PSP game.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't play that one or Ascension.
Oh, doesn't matter. You know this one. Come on. You know it. You know this.
One more time with feeling, please.
Kratos offers his with feeling. Okay. Kratos offers his servitude to Ares, the god of war, in exchange for revenge against the barbarians who killed his wife and daughter. Ares accepts and gives Kratos the Blades of Chaos, a set of heavy blades on chains that were forged in Hades. With these weapons, Kratos defeats the barbarians and decapitates their king.
Balls. Do I know it, Jeff?
You do, but you may want something ready to punch based on...
Yeah. Because I'm... Okay, hear me out. It's been a while since I've played those. I'm trying to remember the origins because I feel like for some reason, and I know you're going to be mad, as always. And everybody who's listening is probably mad. What are you doing? Yeah, that's fine. So...
We're discussing... This is a 2005 video game.
Yeah.
You were like, what, 7?
Yeah, I didn't even play it then. Let's see. So, I know his...
Were you actually 7?
2005? No, I was...
Oh. I was going to say, you just rolled right past
No,
that.
sorry, I was 12.
Okay.
So, okay, hold up. So, okay, yeah, I'm thinking of origins. So I know his family got killed because he yells out Calliope at some point and it's the whole thing. Yeah, he's got a daughter, whatever. I feel like he was part of the army, and I can't remember. This is where it gets shaky.
Oh, Spartan was part of it.
Yeah. I can't remember if he died on the battlefield. That's when he reached out to Ares, man, like, yo, dog, I've worked for you. I'm real loyal. And then he brought him back. And then there's this whole thing with why he's white. It's ashes that were actually flying on him. And I don't remember if that's how his family got killed. And maybe that's why it's the barbarians. So I'm going to go with this because you're also giving me a little bit of a look. Oh, God. Actually, he died and asked for Ares to bring him back, and that's when he brought him back. And yeah.
Incorrect. Never mentioned him not anywhere in there. So that's a wild correction to make. Correcting something that was never.
Well, that's what I do.
Barbarians didn't kill Kratos' wife and daughter. Ares manipulated an enraged Kratos into.
Oh yeah, he kills him himself, and then everything's burning, and that's the ashes.
First, with their ashes on the skin.
Oh, okay, I was on the right track, but not the battle thing.
I told you might want something to punch. You're gonna feel bad.
I always feel bad.
Okay. This one's kind of iffy one way or the other. Dark Souls or Final Fantasy VII?
Just for the lulz, do FF7. Let's see if it even fits the criteria of where I've played that game.
This is the 1997 version.
Okay, OG, got it.
Limit breaks are powerful combat moves harnessed by consuming items called hero drinks. Each character's limit breaks are unique. For example, Cloud has the sword-based cross slash. Aerith has healing wind, and Tifa has barrage attacks like meteor strike and dolphin blow.
You don't have. You don't have to consume a hero drink or whatever that potion was. You said.
Hero drinks don't charge up limit breaks.
Yeah.
Hero drinks just increase a character's stats. Limit breaks charge when the character takes damage.
Who would have thought the second one I got right was Final Fantasy VII?
Okay, we got 2 questions left.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you one from one of my streams.
Okay.
Yakuza 0.
Oh God.
Yakuza 0. Yakuza. I've never.
Kiwami.
Been sure
Yep.
Say that. Yakuza 0. In addition to proving his innocence, Kiryu must work to gain control of the Empty Lot, a huge cache of hidden weapons and drugs in Tokyo. But there are also mini-games to play, such as playing in an actual arcade, racing customizable slot cars, or working as a phone sex operator.
I feel like all of those activities are correct. I definitely remember the first 2, and I feel like I've heard people talk about the phone sex thing. I'm not remembering an empty lot. Oh boy. Can you read it one more time, please?
Yeah. In addition to proving his innocence, Kiryu must work to gain control of the Empty Lot, a huge cache of hidden weapons and drugs in Tokyo. But there are also mini-games to play, such as playing in an actual arcade, racing customizable slot cars, or working as a phone sex operator.
I feel like the arcade's right, but I don't know if... I'm trying to... There was gacha machines, I think, and I think they would include that in arcade, but I can't think of any other arcade-specific things, like games that you played. Screw it. Actually, it's not the Empty Lot.
I'm sorry.
Did I cut out?
Like, what do you mean?
I'm actually...
It's not the Empty Lot?
Yeah, that's wrong. I don't know. There's nothing to do with the Empty Lot.
No.
Damn.
Incorrect. The Empty Lot isn't a secret cache of goods. The Empty Lot is a tiny plot of land that is in high demand because it blocks significant development.
Oh, okay. Was that the...
Like the entire game, like, the Empty Lot is like this big thing, but you never figure out what's going on until it's like, oh no, they just want to, like, develop everything around it, and that's one thing.
Oh, okay.
That's the holdup that's stopping them from...
Was that little park with, like, the bathrooms and stuff?
It's
oh, okay.
literally like
just a square
fucking, like, back
plot of
alley.
land.
Yeah. You start the game beating up somebody there, and then that's it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think we are on to our last question.
Okay.
So let's make this a good one. See if we can redeem you.
I don't know if that might be too late. That ship has sailed. 2 out of like 10, 2 out of 11. I don't think 3 right is gonna get me here.
Street Fighter. Here's the thing. I know you haven't played Metal Gear. Terraforming Mars is a board game.
Any Mortal Kombat?
Team Fortress 2.
Ooh, I've played Team Fortress, but years ago. Fun game. Good trailers. Ooh, Settlers. Nice.
Morrowind. Oh, you want to do Settlers?
I mean, I've played Settlers. I don't know if I want to do Settlers.
I mean, I don't. Settlers is complicated enough that even if I had played it.
You want to trade sheep for wood?
Halo 2
Okay.
or Angry Birds or Overwatch?
Ooh.
Oh, or one more Pokemon.
Oh, fuck, man. The Overwatch had me intrigued.
On the Pokemon ones, since you failed all of those?
Yeah. Sorry, Overwatch fans. I know I put 200 hours into it, but yeah, let's go to Pokemon.
Let's go get Bret. Okay.
Wait, I got one Pokemon right. I got the Clefairy. Yeah.
No, you didn't. Yes.
I'm 1-1.
You want to pick a different one? Do you want to pick
No. We'll get the 2.
No. I'm still pretty confident that I'm 1 for 2.
Well, I was just correcting you. Out of my 2 correct.
Our best ratios of our. Okay. Pokemon come in a variety of types, like Dragon or Fire, and each type is weak to at least one other type. However, Pokemon with both Ghost and Dark types, like Darkrai, had no weaknesses until the introduction of the Fairy type in Pokemon X and Y.
Oh, okay. So they're going to try and throw me a curveball to think what edition of the game. No, not you. The game. The government. No. Fairy. So they're trying to throw a curveball and be like, oh, it's not that game that added Fairy type. But
Oh, there's a lot of different curveballs they could be.
it was because X and Y.
Could be the game, could be the other types, could be
X and Y was when I got back into Pokemon. So I played 1, 2, 3. I didn't play Diamond and Pearl because I didn't have a DS. And then I kind of just missed out on Black and White and Black and White, Black 2, White 2. Missed out on those. X and Y, all my friends were getting back into Pokemon as well. So I was kind of like, oh, FOMO, hello. So I jumped back in then. And I'm really sure that's when Fairy type was added back in. So I'm trying to think of this Darkrai weakness crap. Because Ghost should have a weakness, but that could have been Dark, and then same with the Dark one. Vice versa type thing. Oh boy. But what the hell? Ghost beats the shit out of Psychic.
I can't help you out much here because like my knowledge is literally limited to Gen 1.
Right. So I'm going to use some Gen 1 logic here in the anime just to talk it out. But Ghost type beats the shit out of Psychic, so Psychic's not good against Ghost.
You're thinking of that fucking episode with the
Sabrina.
What is it, the
Haunter. Yep.
Like,
he had to go get it.
With there are two spoons.
So there's that. Dark. Dark was Gen 2. No. Yeah. Yes, it was. Because you had Houndour.
Well, it wasn't 1.
No, it was not. So Dark and Steel were Gen 2. So you assume those are counterparts. Or opposites. So I would assume he's got to be weak to Steel. Yes.
You know what? We should do this next year for your extra life.
Just me.
With other people too.
Vote by committee.
You guys all get buzzers and I try to figure out who buzzed first.
That'd be fun.
even get into like cartoons.
I know.
Like, anime or anything
I know.
like that.
I think we should do a revisit, and I kind of want to tackle that comic category, or at least see. Actually, Darkrai was weak to steel. Let's just go with that. Balls.
Incorrect. Darkrai isn't Ghost Dark.
Huh.
Darkrai is only dark.
Darkrai. Huh. Interesting. Surprised he's not
kind
Ghost.
Of in the fucking name.
Yeah, but like he's a little floaty. He's a little floaty boy.
I don't even know what he looks like. Do you want a comic question?
Sure, fuck it. Let's do one little teaser, a little palette, like.
Yeah. I mean, I can pick. You want me to just pick one at random, or try and find one for you?
First Marvel one you see. Go with that.
Marvel. Okay, that's gonna be like half the deck.
Well, duh. No, there's Dark Horse and DC and whatever Spawn is. TMNT.
I mean, this is the first one I picked.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna like it's like it's softball.
Hey, make me feel good, okay?
About the 2017 film Logan.
Okay.
A year before the events of the film, a clone of Logan murders several X-Men, forcing the real Logan to flee. He ends up hiding out in an abandoned building in Mexico with a mutant tracker named Caliban. Two of them care for Professor X, who is senile and suffers from occasional psychic seizures.
Another movie I have not watched in a while. I know the clone comes into play in the movie later.
This is the point. Like, this is the thing where like the way my brain works gives me an unfair advantage because like I don't remember people's names or birthdays or anything like that.
But this shit.
This kind of bullshit. And then so when people aren't immediately like, oh, it's this, it's like,
yeah. So I know the clone comes into play later. And I know, obviously, the Mr. X stuff. I'm pretty sure the mutant's name you said. I'm doubting the clone killing the X-Men. I feel like it's Sentinel related. Because, like I said, the clone you don't really see until later. And I don't know why Wolverine would run from that in particular. Like, oh, it's a clone of me, whatever. You know. Go with the gut, but we've been wrong all night, so why change it? Actually, it's not a clone that kills the X-Men.
That is correct.
Yay!
Although you were wrong a couple times in that.
Okay.
You were wrong saying we don't see the clone until later. Like, X-23 is a clone of him, and she gets introduced damn near, like, up front.
I mean the Logan clone where he's like, I'm in the forest and I'm all jacked. Yes.
Yeah. X-Men weren't murdered by a clone of Logan. Professor X had a seizure, which injured over 600 people and killed several of the X-Men.
Oh. Yeah, I need to rewatch that movie. Yikes.
That's why they keep him in that burnt out, like,
The
round building. It's supposed to be a burnt out Cerebro.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun, regardless of me getting those wrong.
Yeah. If we could figure out a way to like give you guys buzzers and have multiple people playing, and like I can see the buzzers or whatever.
Sure.
Like that'd be a lot of fun. Because when you get with other people, watching them get aggravated at you trying to figure things out or like forgetting to say actually, which you were very good about doing. Because a lot of people will just be excited when they know it and just blurt it out, say the exact right answer, and then I gotta be like, you didn't say actually. Whoever's quick enough is like, oh, that thing. The thing that they said.
Yeah, the Uno principle. You gotta say Uno or else you're fucked.
Don't. I have memory triggers about playing Uno with you guys, and just watching you guys watch me go past and not say Uno multiple times.
My bad.
5 or 6 times at least.
Yeah. Whoopsie. Draw 2, buddy. Well, everybody, this has been another episode of the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast. My name is Bret, aka Enigma911, and today I was joined by the lovely Jeff at Jeff Reg or Jeff Reg Gaming. Jeff, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast today, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. Anytime, you know it.
Thank you. If you guys ever want to catch the podcast...
And there were no mentions of pirate porn.
Except for now. And earlier. Except the porn part.
That's for you, Reggie.
There you go. Weirdly. If you guys ever want to catch the podcast live, if we go live, you can always go over to twitch.tv/Enigma9011. You can drop a follow over there. You get notified when we go live, so you join on the fun and conversation with us and tell me the right answer. But if you can't catch it live, that's A-okay. Go over to YouTube and podcast services the very next week, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. Last but not least, any way you can support the show, like, shares, reviews, subscriptions, whatever it is. It may seem small, but it does help the channel grow. So if you take the time to do that, we would love and appreciate you for it. Jeff, Ollie, once again, thank you guys for hopping on the podcast. Appreciate it. He's there. MVP. Listeners, viewers, thank you guys for giving us a watch, giving us a listen, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.